last playthrough. In the last playthrough, it was final. The project that potentially led to world ending. Oh. Now it's gonna be 2. Now it's gonna be 3.
I thought.
Where's the additional person?
Someone here?
Without having to do anything, we've killed everyone again. See, I'm sure that was meant to, you know, stop us. Didn't. So finally we get to see the grave hall. This was the same place. I remember one episode, us being down here, desperately trying to break into this place.
In the shadow of a metal devil. Great.
Yes, that to be that previous machine that they spoke about. You know, so this and that appear to be these metal devils. So machines that create other machines. The moving cauldron, as they called it. This is basically what was behind that war. And judging by this, where all those arms lead, it was trying clearly to invade this base. And notice the stalactite ice is still.
Be careful.
Oh. Any problems rocking around?
They're inside too.
Good thing they broke their way in, because we weren't going to get in. Oh.
Operation Enduring Victory. What would that mean? Whatever it was, doesn't seem to have turned out very well.
Farewell.
Farewell you, sir.
That does it. Time to take a look around the room.
I should have killed the Punisher first. So dangerous. So there's our old friend Tank and a body.
Looks like quite an enduring victory we put our foot in today.
Contact in 30 seconds.
Hey, think that's enough time for Sobek to finish Zero Dawn?
If this is really it, I gotta say, it's been an honor to serve beside these tanks.
Here it comes.
Brace for contact!
Wow. That didn't work out for them, no. Clearly that made it in.
Frozen in ice. In time.
How'd this guy go down? Sergeant Adam coming.
Say it again, Lieutenant.
I got some. Titan is through the defenses. Still on approach.
A live one, and he's pissed.
We've got no mobility in here. It'll punch right through us.
We hold the hedge at all costs, then push back out.
Are you getting this, Silence? Silence?
Yeah, sounds like they held the line.
Inbound, same play as Akron. Base defense locks it down. We engage, sever the lens, blast out the fountains.
Another day in the life. Record time, very close. Anti-MOB on point. Hoorah!
So this largely female fighting force, basically their plan was as soon as the machines come through, take out the eyes, then blow away the legs. I think. Doesn't sound like it went well for a lot of them.
Silence, you getting this?
What is it?
All these soldiers. They died here.
Yeah.
People die all the time. I'll keep going and find something interesting.
So cold. Right, so it wants us to go down, but you know us, we never go down before we go up. See what the rest of this back place is. And hidden treasures around. None in this quarter. Jump over that. I see purple. Oh, let's see stranded necklace. The necklace, the rare stuffs. Maybe this is where we get all the stranded stuff. Recheck. Oop. Look up the power cells while we're here. See where this leads? Oop. Oh god, okay. How do they want us to get down here? Because, yeah, it doesn't look... Looks like a bit of a drop, to be honest. Alright, so got the idea now. Basically that's the only stranded piece in this building. Oh, thank god that goes somewhere. Alright, so apparently if we want the other pieces, they'll be revealed later in the game. The pieces like... Definitely can't go that way, it looks a bit dumb. Looks a bit like a death sentence for the moment. We'll probably get up there from below. But yeah, for the stranded pieces, they'll be revealed later in the game, but as of now, the ones we want are the stuff like the power cells.
Must have been where the soldiers slept. Like the lodge in Mother's Heart, I guess.
Log. Third Battle of California Marine. The swarm came in from the Pacific, and I don't know if it was the local Minutemen or the crazy 15th, but they'd set the garbage patch alight. Man, the sea was on fire. That stuff was... The first wave of bots came in covered in burning sludge. It bought us an hour or two of slaughtering them on the beaches before the swarm recalculated. We pulled them inland, back through the Kalmar sprawl. Dropped buildings on them, EMP'd the grid. Standard operating procedure.
Wow.
The last time I was in California, I was 5, 6. The light was like that vintage social net filter that was everywhere in the 40s.
So basically, sounds like at this point in the game, it's not one of those things where they just wiped out humanity while humanity was mainly around. This is, it reached the stage where the robots who are now fighting back had actually come to wipe out humanity. You know, so they're probably quite far along their month progression plan, and humanity had set up the last lines of defenses.
Log. First battle of the eastern seaboard wall. Had a long run up to it. This was before Kalmar, and projections were a lot worse for the east. For 3 weeks, we kept getting scrambled out to some coastal burg to train Minutemen. It was always raining on account of Europe already being torched. Block after block of prefab barracks. They were still printing barracks right up until the hour the main force hit. The Minutemen? We ran combat drills with them in the streets where they'd lived, trying to pretend they might live to die somewhere else if they paid attention. Nothing worse than the ones who actually bought into it. Hopeful, pestering us with questions about Zero Dawn like we know something they don't. I swear, the more we do this, the more like the bots we are. Except they learn from every fight. And us? I'm not so sure.
So yeah, this was Terminator situation. The robots were fighting us. Europe, it sounds like, was the first place to be destroyed, which is wonderful, guys. We're the first ones to get taken out.
Place?
And this is one of those, you know, this is like a Sarah Connor kind of place, you know, last line of defense.
Recalls, I've been instructed to remind you of Article 115 of base policy regarding unauthorized use of processor cycles. Specifically 115C. Any holographic simulation not directly related to operational training or efficiency. Consider yourself reminded and enjoy your gaming.
Ha.
Thanks for the mails, you. Time goes fast in active duty. 4 months with the wreck and recalls, I don't know, 20 drops. In and out of the West Coast, fighting with these civilian enlistees, scrappy guys and gals. Their training is basically, here's a DEW, when you see a bot, hit it. But somehow it's all coming together. Between us and the 6th MRB, we took down a horse at Lithium Beach. Pulled out before its buddies arrived, but to see a big one go down, I hope you made the news, honey. Showed everyone we're gonna have a shot at turning this around. We just need to give Project Zero Dawn the time it needs, then everything will be the way it used to be.
Well, basically humans back on top.
I know it's been days, honey. I'm so sorry. Deployments are getting real long and tougher every time. The swarm's getting better at predicting us. Less of us now. And we have to put in 10 times the work for.
Guess they were used to it.
This isn't my family. It's not with you. I still try to see you. The life we had in the eyes of the people out there. I remember when they were glad to see us. When they still had hope. It all seems to be slipping away. I don't even recognize the places we're defending. The only thing I know I'm still fighting for is you. The Zero Dawn to turn this around? Whatever the hell that is.
They're not telling everyone. I reckon Zero Dawn was just nuking the world, basically. Because right at the beginning of the game they talk about snow and winter. Must have been lithium bombs and stuff like that. Destroy everything. Give hope that small pockets of humanity will survive. Sort of situation. This is basically classic. Google or something has made life's worst nightmare. Now everyone has to suffer for it. Corporal Saria. I thought 64 was shaping up to be a pretty good year. No more drinking, no more mercenaries, sec work, shipping offshore wind farms for the dead, just me and a plasma cutter. 400 feet above sea level. Then I got the recall alert, read them up, turbine, better pay, amnesty for any combine wars, huge fawn-in, guaranteed citizenship. We should have been for. Okay, what's the catch? But we did think, well, I guess we're better than the bots after all. Big talk from Harry's about pride and duty. Smart guy, he was right. I've been proud to be a US soldier. I jumped at the chance again, and look what I landed in. So, they were so desperate to have people to fight in this war against machines. They were saying, we don't care about your past. If you fought in a war, you can join us. Literally, they're taking anyone.
Just one bed. Maybe they're war chief's room.
Or just someone else's. Nah, it's Sarah, isn't it, again? What's she saying? Last night we got talking about D-Day's 55. I was a kid then, only a few years out of boot camp. General assembly in a drone hangar, summer, sky, blah. The heat was a killer. They say the US human combat forces are being disbanded, all automated now. We're last cycle's tech, out like the old net. A million more on basic. In a century recession. Could it be you'll help build the robots that took your jobs, or if you know how to handle a power suit, you could find a place that still uses manual labor, maybe in the OZs or China, where you're not out from it. Low suicide risks and discharge file. So basically it sounds like what everyone's talking about at the moment. People started creating robots to replace them, and then what do you do when you're replaced? Die off. Nothing else you can do. You're no longer needed. See where we end up. Which way is forward and which way is backwards?
Red light. Guess that means no power.
So it wants us to go that way. I want to go back the way this way. See what's here. Land of nothing. Guess we have to go forward. Looks like a security door. Way.
A holographic interface. Must be some kind of code.
The usual
Maybe
codes.
I should try scanning objects in this area. These wires must run to the power source.
Sources.
Oh, that's informative.
So this one looks like it's a bit down. So the first one's up, second one needs to be down. The third one needs to be to the left. And the fourth one needs to be to the right.
3 power lines, resources. That makes 1.
So how do we get to this?
Hey, y'all wanted to know how I remember the geotherm system reboot? Goes like this. Bird flies north in summer, east in spring, west in fall, and south in winter. Didn't expect to hear nature poetry from the lips of Mike the GT Tech now, did you? As usual, I defy expectations.
That's 2. 1 more.
What'd this bloke say?
Hey, y'all wanted to know how I remember the geotherm system reboot? Goes like this. Bird flies north in summer, east in spring, west in fall, and south in winter. Didn't expect to hear nature poetry from the lips of Mike the GT Tech now, did you? As usual, I defy expectations.
Okay, now we're going to do the other way around. So let's say it starts here. North in whatever. East. And then west. And then south.
Okay, that did it. Sounds like that did it.
Can't go any further. Guess we're going up. And up from this side. Down all the codes. Should be us through the door then.
Tools being used. No voices. No close. Must be another way in.
Move. On.
It's them, all right. They're not looking for answers. Just weapons.
Tell you what we can do though. That rope back.
We've got intruders.
Corrupted. Damn it! I forgot they're corrupted.
God.
Part of them. We need some grenades in here. What was our most dangerous grenade launcher? This. This, by the way, is how we could have got the kill multiple enemies quite easily, just staircase warfare.
Fight. This is it for you.
That was a shooting at us.
Die!
Everyone. Worst plan ever, yeah. Very effective weapon against the machines though. See, I'm wondering why they didn't have more mounted machine gun turrets. I suppose the robots could have just picked it up and taken it, but they're pretty useful against killing them. And maybe that's why future generations of tribals used to hunt the machines as well. Hold over from the Minutemen. As far as I can tell, Minutemen were... if we go on Fallout basics, it's essentially the militia. Going with the concept, ready in at a moment's notice, you know, they were used to fight the Brits. And now they're used to fight another enemy of the America's own making. Another company with such great intentions. Wipe out the need for humanity.
I'd have to leave something else behind.
So many health potions, you don't really need them. Anything else in here of value? Apparently that's the cultist. There's some value in a cultist. Guys on the rock there. Was there anything else of value in this room? Guess not.
I'll tuck that away.
No talking points in here. Oh, no. Jesus. That was great. Fell off the thing. What? We're too familiar with all these aspects from what we've been doing in the game anyway, Clyde. They really wanted us to learn so much about the story here.
Thanks for the mails, you. Time goes fast on active duty. 4 months with the wreck and recalls. Fighting
in case
with
we
these
missed
civilian
everything else.
enlisties. Scrappy guys and gals. That's all coming together. Between us and the 6th MRB, we...
Ames, I know I mail you too much. I'm just proud of what you're doing. Everyone back home is. We got moved inland 10 kilometers, just as a precaution, they say. School's still in session, so I get to keep my eye on Andres and Reggie. We never know where or when you're fighting, but when the VTOLs go over, all the kids run out and wave. I believe in you. I know nothing's ever gonna be the same, but I believe in you. I believe in us.
Oh, she gonna be dead.
Ames, I don't even know if you're alive anymore. The mails I get from you, they say they're from you, but they don't sound... They sound recycled. Phrases put together, and you don't say anything about the news I pass on. The containment zone, the rebreathers, the rioting, One Earth. What happened in the Dallas bubble, Ames, that wasn't the robots. They won't even give me a straight answer when I demand to know if you're still alive.
I don't
They
know
just
if they
say
were
if your
actually
messages
passing on
keep
these
coming,
letters
then
to the
you're
soldiers.
still operational. It's not fair, Ames. It's not fair that you won't be with me when the lights go out. I love you.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I don't think he was getting the whole story. It says edited and
I know
approved
it's
too.
been days, honey. I'm so sorry. Deployments are getting real long. We have to put in the work for everyone. Like a family business. I still see you in the eyes of the people out there. They were glad to see us. They still had hope. I'm still fighting for you.
Why does it say all edited and approved?
Status report. 9th Mechanized Response Brigade, Commanding Officer Lieutenant Fiona Morrell. Unit morale continues to be adversely impacted by outbound engagements against the Pharaoh Plague, especially when said engagements occur in sectors where civilian Guard enlistees have been heavily engaged. The scope and nature of fatalities suffered by civilian Guard and unarmed civilians in these sectors defy description. And witnessing it is generating a pervasive sense of hopelessness in the unit. Accordingly, I once again request that deployments of the 9th MRB be temporarily refocused on facilities that are mission critical to Project Zero Dawn. And once again, I request an immediate update on the status of Project Zero Dawn's timeline.
Yeah, I think the military was starting to lose hope that they would ever win the war, and it was just a battle to the death. Probably there would have been deserters after too long. Yeah, and the soldiers were losing morale, probably going into cities where there'd been death and devastation, seeing so many families leveled. They thought it could be them, their family. That's the terminal, so just avoid that. The news. What does it say? Supported by... So there's a load of crap, some sort of report. Report on probably dead people. There's the machine outside the window, old Helios. I think it'd come up with the idea of the robot probably if you attack the main facilities, wipe them out. No more problems.
What is this?
That? It's a map.
A map of what?
Our world. The planet Earth, Aloy. It's not flat like you thought.
Why would I think that? During eclipses, the shadow cast on the moon is curved. Distance.
We'll discuss this another time. Back to the matter at hand.
The Faro robots were spreading across the world, eating everything up. Somehow, Elizabeth stopped them before it was too late. But how?
Right. They went, judging by the spread, it looks like they went from Europe and they worked across, rather than going back. So Europe and China, all that fell first. Then it was places like Africa. Which is, so it went like this way. And then it worked its way over to America, which I think is a bit weird, because if it went the other way towards Russia, it probably wouldn't, there wouldn't be any real problems, because once you get past West Russia, where Moscow is, there's no one in your way. So I don't understand its plan. Maybe its hope was if you take out more of the large populations of people, if it was following people, then yeah, it makes sense. Because Europe would have had about 600 million, wipe them out, then move on to Africa, probably would be close to a billion by that point. Wipe them out. If it had gone the Russia way, then I suppose there would be more resistance. America wasn't seen as the biggest threat to it at that point, I guess. Maybe it was stuff like Russia, China, the large populations, more humans, more that need to be destroyed, I guess. A bit sad. I suppose the humanity thought that when they dropped the bomb in the end, there wasn't much left to save. It didn't matter. There's one of these Horuses up close. Machine devils. They weren't trying to wake that up.
The
That's gonna
eclipse.
be a fight.
Tampering with a metal devil.
They're mad.
They don't think they can wake it, do they?
I think they're gonna try.
Watch out!
Oh, dropped a tank. That's gonna wake up. Oh, they're gonna try and wake it up. That didn't take much at all. These people are mad.
Another crash. And this one can move.
Fully operational one. Let's go Hoard. He's corrupted already, so I don't think we can convert it. I might try, and then we can freeze it. Just cheat my way. Okay, it looks like it's resistant to corruption. So the next stage is we're going to freeze it. Let's see it. Oh! Frozen now. Oh, it's breaking. I don't know what the heck is going on there. Alright, I'm gonna plan this out. This Deathbringer thing is a lot tougher than his predecessor. Can take a hell of a lot more stick as well, which is a bit annoying. The last one you could blow parts off. This one I don't know if that's even possible. Oh, we're gonna have to pray and spray. He's a bit stronger anyway than his predecessor. Just skip it, you know what's going on.
And this one can move.
Can we climb higher? Are there any ways to get out of this immediate firing range? Weaknesses: fire and electric. Strengths: corruption. Let's mark all our enemies. Now it can't use this. I'm probably going to recommend we take out. So it's probably a good idea to take these guys out first. Clearly you don't have a lot of freedom on this one then. How did we survive the last fall? We need to find a way of getting down.
Another collision. And this one can move.
Oh, Christ. So much you can do these things. I'll have to try and freeze it. Doing? For God's sake, you have to run out. Jesus. hard these tanks are to take down solo. How the hell are we going to take down a solo player? This is our whole plan. Our plan is just fire, shoot it, sling it with sticky grenades. I don't know what we're hitting here. Probably quicker to use these than it is to shoot the arrow.
They had to fight hundreds of those all at once.
Yeah, I can't imagine that was fun. No wonder humanity was so close to extinction. Let's pick up our landmines. They weren't that useful in the end. And that thing's trying to wake all these up. Good thing we went in that cauldron and deactivated it. Because it probably would have eventually worked out how to make these dangerous bad boys. Yeah, where the hell would we be at that point? I mean, we're considered one of the best fighters, probably, in these times. And these modern warfare people were taking that on. How the hell would it deal against tribesmen? Imagine the Sun Kingdom, they almost got wrecked by one guy who knew how to use a music box. Still weary of the thing waking up. Don't want to leave any box traps behind.
This'll be useful later.
Oh, it'll all be useful. Something like resupplying. We grabbed everything, almost. Cultists never have infantry on them. Upstairs there's supply crates. Oh, it wasn't a supply crate, it was a cultist. Oh no! Alright, let's just go out the door. What's this?
Looks good.
Now let's go out the door. At least we know how to take one down now, just use the sticky bomb constantly. I would not want to take on the Horus though, the thing that makes the metal devil. That would be bloody hard. Problem with Horuses in general, isn't it? What was a Horus? A name for a god, wasn't it? Sun gods. Well, despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units and many hard-won engagement with the Central European, Antarctic and Pacific Reach theatres, the Pharaoh Plague rate of advance is not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure and grows worse by the day. Extinction timeline projections remain unchanged. The OC predicted mid-November 2065 annihilation of exposed human populations in February 2066. Extinction of macrobiotic land organisms by the end of March 2066. Extinction of marine life in 2068. Zero Dawn, no one knows anything about it. The atmosphere's collapse, oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threat to operations in Endurance Victory, as well as the wider civil and populations, animal life, operational atmosphere collapse, currently predicted for mid-November, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatus to operate in the open. Civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. Air scrubbing, recycling facilities, portable water shortages, militaries. So, stuff was getting real. This war was going to come to an end one way or another. Humanity was going to die out. Or we were going to somehow, Project Dawn was going to somehow pull things out of the wet works. Definitely we were nearing our final hour. I thought that this was just, bio-plague appeared, but it wasn't. By plague, they're talking about the machines getting wiser. But the machines weren't just hunting humans this time, they were hunting all life. So, stuff was getting really real, really fast. It wasn't the solar flare that wiped us out this time.
Forget about traveling light.
Dr. Sobek, as projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
This is the file.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella. Add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest-ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I sent a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek.
At ease, General. And goodbye.
I think the General said he was one of the people who was pro-automation, basically. And he's effectively saying he led to what created Skynet, like so many others who were complicit, who weren't cautious enough.
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat.
What? You're going to thank her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
No, it's just...
That's the president, I guess.
I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on. If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. and it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for. Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the Swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of Alpha and Beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off.
Shit. Maybe they'll say a last-minute message.
Orbital launch base. What is that?
I guess that's where the
What did
mother's
these
base
people
is.
do? What did Elizabeth do?
Yeah, that's the dead general. He's not doing a lot of talking at the moment. I wish we had access to that file where he's, you know, the one he was talking about on the machine. Yeah, where he was saying, oh, this is my admittance of guilt, or whatever. You'll probably find it in the mother's heart. What it sounds like to me is they were going to nuke the entire world or do something similar to that. And they needed humanity to agree.
Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
Oh, Christ.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
Alright, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes. Wow. There is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
What was Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines. Not before the world she knew, her civilization, ended. Let's hope it won't come to that again.
Jeez Louise, so... all of humanity had to die. Just so humanity may live. Take the stairs. Oh! Alright, stairs was a bit direct. Right, where do we need to go now? Back to the Shadow Carja. What's this? I've been here. Maybe we haven't. Let's visit that random town. How could it have escaped our notice? The game's getting serious though. And I think we're going to be able to get that big arm in time. Oh, doesn't that look like a wonderful sight? The armor she's currently wearing, the Orceron
Good.
armor,
I can use this.
is one of the better ones in the game. Not the best, that's what we're trying to build towards. So let's work out what this sand kingdom over here is actually doing. I wonder if there's a hidden mission here. Because we haven't been to this village before. I feel like it literally just popped up while we were doing after this grave mission. Because we can't have been here. No, I didn't buy that quest, we definitely haven't been here.
They must be awesome. They've put their stamp on this place.
Go say hi. Apparently there's a quest up here. So next time, I'm going to end the talk here, and we'll say that next time we'll do the Osharum side quest. See you later. Goodbye.